morning. It's Pathfinder on AKBC TV, your Monday morning tonic program designed to make your Monday morning worthwhile. I'm always so excited to be here on a Monday morning, knowing that I'm just coming to do what I know how to do. And whenever I know that you are out there watching the program, always supporting us on AKBC TV, it's always an exciting moment. Thank you for always being there, and thank you for being a great company all this while. Welcome on board. I am your smiling TV girl, Enovondan. Always smiling because life indeed is beautiful. It's a magazine program with different segments from now till few minutes till 11 a.m. when we shall be out of here. We promise, as usual, to bring to you all the segments and more. Did you watch Pathfinder the other time when I was here? Were you opportune to enjoy the interaction I had with the Honorable Commissioner for Culture and Tourism in Akwa Ibom State? We were talking about culture and tourism. Our focus was on our own attitude, how we can help to develop Akwa Ibom State when it comes to culture and tourism. If you did not, I am bringing that on a popular demand from our file copy this Monday morning. I shall bring that to you so that you have opportunity to also be around there. Then right after that, other segments, I have newspaper headlines, which I shall bring to you. And I also have some people who have thought it wise to engage children between the ages of 4 to 14 this serious and this season. I mean, I'm talking about break time where the children will be at home. Where do you want your child to be? Do you want your child to just play and play and play? Or do you think that your child can just be somewhere where he or she can engage her brain or his brain to make sure that life continues, so that when he or she goes back to school, when school resumes, such a child will still be active? I have them here today. We'll be talking about that, lessons, and all the things they have in the package for you. And I'll also bring to you Pathfinder Capacity Building with beautiful Marian Onde. She's always on standby, and guess what? She is my predecessor for Pathfinder Am for 5. It's always a pleasure to be here. Thank you so very much for joining us. On that note, we are setting it, and then we just are here, and we know that you are there watching the program, so it promises to be very, very interesting. From Akwa Ibom Broadcasting Corporation, this is Pathfinder.
Akwa Ibom meshere, Akwa Ibom meshere o. Okore yo kabade, iminam kamafon. Akwa Ibom meshere. Okone yo kabade, welcome to Monday morning. Meshere,
Ibibi samado,
Akwa Ibom meshere,
Hana mama,
Akwa Ibom meshere.
Oje ibabu pabang,
Okone yo kabade, imenam kamafon. Akwa Ibom meshere,
Ekiri de diamo,
Okone yo kabade, welcome to Monday morning. Meshere,
Obono tegi,
Okone yo kabade, imenam kamafon. Akwa Ibom meshere,
Apre kwa mami samira,
Okone yo kabade, welcome to Monday morning. Meshere, Okone yo kabade, welcome to Monday morning. Meshere.
Pathfinder
TV show
every Monday
morning
9 a.m. on AKBC channel
45. Pathfinder TV show,
Pathfinder
TV show
every Monday
morning
9 a.m. on AKBC channel
45. Pathfinder TV show,
Pathfinder Leisure,
sports, health, education. Pathfinder TV show, market survey, capacity building. Pathfinder TV show,
Pathfinder
law and many more, making your Monday morning worthwhile.
Pathfinder Leisure,
Sports, health, education. Pathfinder TV show, market survey, capacity building. Pathfinder
Pathfinder
Lord, and many more, making your Monday morning worthwhile.
Incredibly fantastic. Joyfully alluring. The sight and the height of glamour. Catch the views. Draw the emotions on AKBC Channel 45. Pathfinder Am 45, making your Monday morning worthwhile.
Join us on this particular segment of the program. It's Pathfinder on AKBC TV, where we share information, where we entertain, and where we also inform you on the happenings around the world. I want to welcome you to the first segment of the program. On this first segment, we want to interact with the Honorable Commissioner for Culture and Tourism in Akwa Ibom State. When we talk about culture, we talk about tourism, we talk about everything that we have to understand. I am talking about Sir Charles Law. He's here with us to share information from the culture and tourism in Akwa Ibom State. Good morning, Honorable Commissioner.
Good morning, ma'am. My pleasure. I think it's my first time this year.
Oh, really?
I think so.
On Pathfinder?
On Pathfinder, I think so.
Okay.
I'm happy to be here.
Good to have you.
Usually coming to AKBC is like homecoming.
You look good. Your outfit sits well on you.
Looking good is good business.
Okay, you're welcome. So, we want to just start by talking about the ministry so far, ever since you came on board. What can you...
Well, clearly, you know that His Excellency the Governor originally has a background in hospitality.
Okay.
He made his mark first in hospitality before getting into the ministry of God Almighty. And so you know that his passion in that area would be unwavering. And similarly also know that his second in command, the Deputy Governor, sat on the seat as Commissioner for Tourism in Akwa Ibom State many years ago. So that clearly lays down the marker as to what to expect. So straight away, from the moment His Excellency had assigned me the Minister of Culture and Tourism, at that time, the immediate thing we needed to focus on was to get the Christmas activities off the ground, which was something that we are proud that for 32 days we held not just Akwa Ibom, we held the global space spellbound. People beyond our shores were thrilled to see the reinvigoration of Akwa Ibom culture and heritage. And so from the feedback we got, the two events were really very well received. And then of course you also realized that His Excellency the Governor had also directed that we should increase the home quota for participation in the Guinness Book of Record events, the Christmas Carol. And so last year what we did was to have a fully homegrown event. The only semblance of non-homegrown participation was from Messi Chinwo, but her mother is from Akwa Ibom. So we had a fully homegrown ensemble that thrilled not just Akwa Ibom, not just Nigeria, but also thrilled the entire global space, because the event was on social media, live streamed, was on DSTV, dedicated channel, was on all major satellite TV stations in Nigeria. And then moving away from there, the passion of His Excellency to also set in motion processes of building new tourism, activating and building new tourist sites also led to the commencement, the transformation of what used to be an erosion park, erosion arena. Three of them, let me put it that way: the Brook Street erosion site, the Etimumane erosion site, and of course the Udoiwang erosion site. All of them currently are being transformed into the Arise Park. The Arise Park would consist a 9-hole golf course, mini golf course. Will consist of residential guest chalets where guests can come check in. It will also consist of lounges and restaurants built in the middle of an artificial lake that will have a bridge linking it. And then, of course, within the Arise Park, we're going to also have a football field for football enthusiasts with flood lighting, and of course lawn tennis court and other sporting amenities. And of course there will be a clubhouse to ensure that we can bring that to life. So that is ongoing. Construction is working, the construction company is working day and night to ensure that the dream of His Excellency to at least get part of it off the ground by December is realized. And we've also realized that sometime in March, His Excellency gave the marching order that the processes of renovation and restructuring and breathing back new lease of life into the flagship hotel of the State Ibom Hotel and Ibom Hotel and Golf Resort had started and is currently ongoing. His Excellency had directed the former management was we gave them a golden handshake and it was thank you, it was nice knowing you for the job well done, and then processes are currently ongoing to ensure that we're doing a current detailed review, stock taking to see what is the state of the hotel physically, what needs to be done, what does it take to do it, how long will it take. Now we've concluded the stock taking. Right now the consultants are putting pen to paper to begin to aggregate all the things that need to be done and what it will cost to do them. So that's on the one hand. And then of course maybe we'll also go to the coastal area. I'm sure you've heard about the very pleasant noise coming out of the fact that there is a very high possibility that Ibno Beach will witness a major transformation like never before. The gentleman who transformed the beaches in Lagos, who made the beaches in Lagos, when I went to Lagos in '89, used to be a prayer ground for people and ritualists and area boys and smoking guys. This gentleman had ideas and then came and set up the first beach resort, landmark I mean, in Lagos, and suddenly everybody realized that look, it was doable, it was possible. And so today we are talking to those gentlemen. They've agreed, we are in the process of agreeing for them to come transform Ibno Beach to exactly what they did in Lagos. You remember that unfortunately that resort in Lagos has been hampered to a large extent by the coastal road. Okay. And so they are on their way to Akwa Ibom, and hopefully we will be able to cross all the I's and dot all the T's to make that a reality. Upfront, that project, like His Excellency has said, will employ no less than 2,000 people at startup. That's huge. And then of course the impact on the economy of Akwa Ibom State is also humongous. Also don't forget that within 1 year of office, His Excellency the Governor Pastor Moino was voted as the most tourism friendly governor in Nigeria in 2023. And similarly, Akwa Ibom State was voted as the most tourism friendly state. All those are accolades that have come to the state through the efforts of His Excellency the Governor, interpreting his vision. My business is to interpret his vision. My business is to help propagate the vision of His Excellency Pastor Moino and ensure that his dream of making Akwa Ibom, to ensure reaffirming Akwa Ibom, not making, reaffirming Akwa Ibom as that destination for tourism in Nigeria comes to pass.
Okay. Thank you very much. I know that we have a lot in stock when it comes to that, but we also want to take a look at the statistics that we have in the major cities. When I talk about the major cities, I talk about Uyo, I talk about the Korekpene. Of course, I can also mention Ekit, and then we go straight maybe to Isienudem and other places like that. Those are the local governments we have where we can say they are our major cities. Are there some more plans to some of the statistics that we had? That we know that, for example, the one we know in Uyo, behind Market Square, where we know that there have been a very big site that something was supposed to happen, and other places like that. Are there some plans to?
Well, clearly, His Excellency the Governor, maybe you follow his campaign trail, had always said that he is here to connect the dots. Okay. And so you could see that in all ramifications, he's making efforts to ensure that projects that will benefit Akwa Ibom State, irrespective of who started it, we make efforts. He makes efforts to ensure that we can bring it back to life. That's why you can also hear the murmurings coming from the Tropicana Hotel and Convention Center. Efforts are being made to see how we can resuscitate that project and bring it to the benefit of Akwa Ibom State. His Excellency, you recall that a few weeks ago, His Excellency was there to personally carry out a tour of that project site to see firsthand what's on ground and what needs to be done. And so that's also in the works. And also don't forget that then part of what we're trying to do to interpret His Excellency's vision in the Ministry of Culture and Tourism is to also create tourism awareness. In the last 3 weeks, we've started the process of every week we need to let Akwa Ibom. A lot of people ask, so tourism, what is it all about? A lot of people don't know what it's all about. Some people don't even know what we have. And so we've commenced a 3-pronged approach on a weekly basis. And every Monday, we are showcasing a tourism site in Akwa Ibom State and telling the world that, look, this tourism site is here. Come, live, walk, and play in Akwa Ibom State. So we started that 3 weeks ago. This is 4 weeks ago. This is week 4. And then, of course, we're also saying that, look, midweek, or towards the end of the week, a lot of people ask, okay, what is tourism? How can I fit in? Or what can I do to be part of this tourism drive in Akwa Ibom? So we're saying to everybody, every Friday, watch out this social media space. We also have tourism facts where we tell you where you can fit in, what tourism is all about, what you can do, where you can fit in. And then, of course, on Sundays, we are also when after church you want to recreate, and so we have a compilation of a video, a 60-second video, Discover Akwa Ibom, that showcases major tourism as attractions in Akwa Ibom State. Now, that's not all. That's just a starting point, because we are launching a campaign called Discover Akwa Ibom. We're telling the world, discover Akwa Ibom, come to Akwa Ibom, come live, walk, and play. This is the place to be. Outside the federal capital, outside the commercial nerve center of the Nigeria, Akwa Ibom is the most accessible state, thanks to Ibom Air. His Excellency the Governor is out of the country now, has to sign off the documents and to bring back the second of the 10 Airbus, brand new Airbus airplanes that Ibom Air had ordered. We had received the first one earlier in the year. The second one is on its way back to Akwa Ibom. So we believe that with those strides, Akwa Ibom will certainly be up there to be counted among the most preferred tourism destinations in Nigeria.
Okay, that's a good one. There we will know that when we want to talk about government, we want to talk about our attitude towards it. Now, concerning our focus for today, our attitude towards development, I overheard you say something about employment. Yes, that's one of the things you said, that more people will be engaged to take care of it. Now, what part do citizens play in tourism development?
Everybody has a role to play. Government alone can't drive it. Government everywhere in the world, wherever you hear, from Rwanda to Gambia to San Diego to South Africa, Cape Town and all that, Mauritius, even Dubai, what government does is to create an enabling environment, which the government of Akwa Ibom State has been doing. Now the citizenry have to take advantage of it, to be able to say, okay, look, tourism is coming. We're talking about building recreational parks, for instance. Where can I fit in? Now we're talking about landmark coming to Ibno. Now where can I fit in? The opportunities there. The guy who wants to go into transportation business, definitely you know that people will need to be ferried from wherever they are to that beach and back. It means that there's an opportunity for you there. It means that the guy who does the raffia man, who does the raffia thing, there's an opportunity for you there. Because one of the things we're trying to do is that there's going to be an influx of foreigners in that area. It means that you need to bring out your ingenuity, what is indigenous to you, and put it on the showcase, so that there's opportunity for merchandising, there's opportunity for local delicacies coming around. So there's so much for everyone. That's why we launch a deliberate campaign in the Ministry of Culture and Tourism to begin to create this awareness. Let people know as the campaign progresses, okay, we will take it bit by bit. Okay, what are the benefits of tourism to the economy? Okay, where can you fit in? We're going to come to all that. And so just watch out the space for Minister of Culture and Tourism. Our business is to interpret the vision of His Excellency Pastor Moino to ensure that you understand, and then you know where you can leech on, and then of course make the best out of it.
All right, so still talking about our own attitudes, I know that you have been in the government, you've been in the past administration, in the other ministry, that's environment. and you took your time when you were there. You did your best. You also being commissioner for information, and you were also doing well. Now, when we talk about the environment, we talk about our attitude towards helping this site we are talking about to strive. Would you say we are doing well in Akwa Ibom so far?
There's so much more that you and I need to do. Government alone can't do it. Like I always say, government alone can't do it. Government alone won't do it. Government has no business doing it. That's why you hear us talking about investors, talking about bringing other people to come and do the business here. You must also be ready. You must also look for opportunities. Where can I jump on? For instance, I talk about the beach coastal development, the blue economy. We are talking with one investor. There are several of them lining up, waiting and watching to see how events unfold with the forerunner, which is Landmark that we are talking to. Now, several others. It means that as an Akwa Ibom, we have 129 kilometers of shoreline in Akwa Ibom, much more than any other part of West Africa. Which means that we have ample coastal line to develop a blue economy. Have we developed it over the years, 37 years? No, we haven't. This is the first time that we're seriously saying yes. Okay, Ibn Beach has been there. Okay, one way or the other, self-help, community induced. But now we're saying, let's raise it up to international standards. We're not chasing away the community, but we're saying, look, the community will enhance your business. If you're selling palm wine and coconut, hey, you are bringing more mass for you to sell your palm wine and coconut too. We're expanding the business too. So everybody must sit back and look at those opportunities. Now, where you need to get trained. For instance, we got into partnership with United Nations Development Program, UNDP, into a program called Young Africa Innovates. That program was done by UNDP in collaboration with MasterCard Foundation. We needed to register, register 1,000 Akwa Ibomites with ideas in tourism. And we ran campaigns for 2 months. We were unable to get 1,000. We only had 900 plus. And so that's we've shortchanged ourselves. Now that was an opportunity, and this is a program where once all you needed to do was register, sell an idea. When you go through the screening process, from the 1,000 we're targeting, we're looking at taking out 400 of the best ideas from 1,000. And then we take them through a 2-week boot camp, training and mentorship. And after that, from that group of 400, some of them will qualify for grants in foreign currencies. Akwa Ibom State Governor and His Excellency went and fought to bring that. But of course, the response wasn't what it should be.
What do you think would have been the problem?
Well, I believe because for 37 years, we haven't really rang the bell of tourism. So a lot of people are still scared. Oh, what does this thing even mean? The woman selling akara on the road, that is tourism. People will come. And a woman who has never seen akara by the road, I want to test your akara. You can incubate and grow that akara into a commercial quantity. Now, it was the fallout of that lackluster response that ensured that motivated my ministry, my team and I to say, look, let's start a conscious campaign, an awareness creation campaign. Let people begin to know. We believe that in 6 to 9 months, you won't be asking the question, what is tourism? A typical man in Akwa Ibom State who is informed won't be asking, what is tourism all about? Now, in December, we had a fantastic outing that the world is talking about. Now, we want to begin to start by next month, hopefully, God, all things being equal, that we're going to have a local government tour where we're going to go local government thank you tour. To each of the local government that turned up, say, look, thank you for turning up. Last December, it was awesome. The world was clapping for us. The world is expecting more from us. And then, of course, we hope that by the time we go around, to create, that is part of marketing, to create awareness, and let sponsors begin to come. Our dream is that over time we need to begin to see how we can begin to exit government expenditure in that. It won't happen overnight. It's going to take some time. But of course, once you are consistent and you persevere, you are going to have private investors beginning to look in to say, oh, we can use this to launch our brand. We can use this to sell our brand. We can use this to grow our brand. We can use this to expand our brand. So that's what we are looking at.
Over the times when the governor of Akwa Ibom State, I'm talking about Pastor Umoino, will be talking, he'll be saying that government will only create an enabling environment where
that's what I've said.
To strive. And then he says that government cannot really manage like people expect industries. And then when it comes to tourism, Is it possible for an individual to invent a particular thing and then it turns to tourism where government can come to?
No, but the guys in Ibn have been doing Ibn Beach Carnival.
That mentality
yeah, the
here.
guys in Ibn Beach have been doing Ibn Beach Carnival for as long as you can remember.
Okay.
And it's successful, and they get sponsors.
Okay.
Our brothers in Uran has been doing the Uran Festival.
Okay.
Okay, I think this is about year 2 or year 3. This is about year 3. Huge. Now that is our brothers in Korikmene and Abak have been doing some semblance of things like that.
Okay.
So people have been doing it. Now what we're trying to do, for instance, earlier this year we had a meeting of all tourism commissioners with the minister. And what are we saying to them? The minister said, Madam, look, I have the history of Nigeria can't be complete without Akwa Ibom.
Okay.
The amalgamation house is here.
Okay.
Okay, you have resources in your budget allocated to tourism side development. Come and take this my amalgamation house with that your money and fix it. Okay, and then we agree on what formula, because ultimately you don't have a tourist side. I have. It's in my state. You are in Abuja. You don't have. So we are still in that process. Okay. So we want to encourage more individuals to get in there. People are opening lounges. If you look at Akwa Ibom, part of the thing I've asked my people to do, we're taking stock of lounges. We're about starting the process of hotel grading. Okay. Okay. Hotel and guest house grading. Right now, people are just opening. We need to be able to license them. We need to be able to grade them. The reason why you see we're working on a website, Discover Akwa Ibom website. We opened that website last December, but at that time it was tailor-made for the December to remember the Christmas event. Okay. Now we are in the process of migrating that page to become a full-blown website of Akwa Ibom State Government for tourism. Now what we want to do, we won't just put hotels there because we're going to drive traffic. So for us to be able to say, oh, in Nobong's and Son's guest house, oh, come and stay there, we must check your guest house. We must come into it, open your doors for us. Okay. We must be able to say, oh, see how it is, see how it is, see how it is, see how it works. All right. So we are gradually getting there. It will take some time. I'm not kidding myself. Okay. We all know, but we need the cooperation of everyone to say, look, it is for our own good. By the time we begin to flag up the hotel grading, we're going to go visiting these hotels. Yeah, one by one. Okay. Look at them, look at their toilets, look at their facilities. And so when we are talking as Minister of Culture and Tourism Akwa Ibom State, we can say, oh, these are the top 10 hotels when you are coming to Akwa Ibom. People ask me that question. Okay. I can't answer. Okay, I can only say, oh, I know Ibom Hotel. I know 4 Points by Sharon. Those are government-owned hotels. Okay. Okay, maybe I know a few others owned by high-ranking individuals. Okay. But have I gone in there to see them? No. Okay. And so we must have facts on figures and statistics to say, look, if I'm telling you to go to a Nobong's hotel, and Son's hotel, this is what you get. Okay. And that's what we want to do.
All right, Commissioner, when we talk about tourism, you just mentioned hotel. I mean, a normal mindset like we have is most time that's why people prefer traveling outside. They just want to go outside. They want to travel out to go, view these things, and then they'll say they went out for tourism. Now, when we want to talk about tourism, coming down to our cultural heritage, how can we convert our dressing, our languages, our food to become a tourism?
Oh, hear me. One of the things that's what informed the concept of Christmas Unplugged. Okay. Remember that Christmas Unplugged, there was something for everyone. Okay, we had a day sight and sounds of each of the 31 local government areas. That's true. We also involved non-indigenous in our community living with us, the Igbo, Hausa, and all those. We involved all of them because if we believe that we have a rich culture, and then of course during sight and sounds at Christmas Unplugged, you also saw that our rich culinary skills were on display. Meals that you never knew existed. Okay? And then they were all on display by the local government areas. Okay. Oh yes, now this year we are hoping that by God's grace we want to make it more exciting and more competitive. Okay. Last year we did not give them a template, so it was that because it was a test run. Okay. Okay, this year I've worked out a template. Okay. Okay, that see, this is what to expect, because we want to make it bigger. The expectations are higher. Now I feel the heat, I feel the pressure. That look, people say, oh, you guys did well last year. Now it means that, hey, guys, you must up the ante. Now we want to do that. And then, of course, something that was missing last year, part of last year we reopened the Unity Museum at the Unity Park. That's open and running now. But what was missing, which we want to do this year, we're going to have mannequins. Okay, positioned in the museum. Dressed like, for instance, how does a typical Oron man dress? So I'm going to have a male mannequin and then dress that mannequin up like a typical, each of the major ethnic groups in Akwa Ibom, male and female. Because you sit here, a typical Akwa Ibom, most Akwa Ibom, particularly the internet generation, okay, don't understand that. Okay, I'm an Ibibio man, for instance. Okay, what is the typical full traditional Ibibio man attire? They don't know. Okay, I struggle to know. Okay, so we want to also bring, yes, we brought out our culture and all that. We want to also bring that aspect out. What I did last year was that all through the 32 days, I had a notepad. I had on my phone. As we moved around, as ideas came, as observations came, I noted I have a long list of observations and things, innovations and things we could do to improve this year's event. Now that will be unfold as soon as we get the green light from His Excellency the Governor. We're going to roll the drums and begin to make a lot of noise to drive traffic. Akwa Ibomites in diaspora are calling. They want to come back. They want to know when we are doing what. Okay, non-Nigerians are calling us to say, oh, how can we be part of this? Corporate bodies are talking to us, so we want to make it bigger and better. But of course, we also expect that the ordinary Akwa Ibom man on the street should be part of this. Last year, we succeeded to an extent. We had 200 kiosks at Christmas Unplugged. Now, all of them, I can't say that anybody did not make profit. Why did we do so? We did that because we wanted to. We had brought everybody to that table. There's nobody in Akwa Ibom who did not visit the Unity Park at least once. Okay, no one.
That's true.
There's no one
because all the local governments
we created something to attract you to come. Yes, we're going to build our culture, but for me, I was also looking at those medium and small scale entrepreneurs who have spent their money to acquire those kiosks. They must make their money. Because my boss, my governor says entrepreneurship is a front burner issue, and I agree. And so we also see, even when we are doing planning tourism, we're also looking how can we help them to grow their businesses.
Honorable Commissioner, when we're talking about amalgamation house, we still want to take a look at it a little briefly, because I don't think, like we see there, I don't think most of the young children now, especially in the nursery and secondary school, they have an idea as to what it's all about. How can we make this attractive for Akwa Ibom themselves to even come to appreciate this?
Well, that's luckily I don't know you have this already. That's why we're doing this. Like I said, we started this campaign.
Our young ones to come to even appreciate it.
First and foremost, you must tourism is about storytelling. You must tell a story. Now the amalgamation house is one of the tourism assets I'm so passionate about, because I went to the tourism function in Lagos and Abuja, and they said no, amalgamation of Nigeria took place in Zungero. I did blah blah blah, and if some guy even insulted me on social media, and I said sorry, Oga. I know that when Lord Lugard came, he didn't come in an aeroplane. He didn't come in camel or donkey. He came by sea. Okay, so the place you are talking about is in some central part of Nigeria. Where are the relics? I have the building. I have the man's megaphone. I have the man's desk. Okay. I have the Lois Harcourt spot. I have those relics. So where are they? So if you are saying that, and you see, it's similar to, I think 2 weeks ago we talked about the 1929 women riot. Similarly, some guy sat down and wrote, oh, in 1929 there was a bad women riot. It is not true. The women that were killed, over 70 of them, are our great grandmothers. They jumped into the river by Ikorobasi. Okay, simple. In Akwa Ibom. Unfortunately, at that time, maybe Aba was a province or whatever. We're all under that, and some historian who just sat down and wrote it. And so, for so long, Akwa Ibomites and Akwa Ibom has never spoken, has never told his own story. We allow others to dictate. If you allow that, people will steal your glory. Okay. Who was there when Mungo Park discovered this River Niger? Mungo Park is a missionary. Okay, and the historian said Mungo Park discovered River Niger. Who paddled the canoe that he sat inside? Okay? Somebody said...
Where did the canoe even come from?
Good. Somebody said Christopher Columbus discovered America.
Okay.
Okay? And he saw Arawak Indians living there. So, how did he discover? The Arawak Indians were already living there before he got there.
Okay.
So, it's if you don't tell your story, nobody's going to come.
All right.
You go to Gambia, for instance. Oh, Gambia. The beaches in Gambia is not longer than the beach of Ibn alone. Not to talk of the others. Okay. The people go there because they tell a story.
Okay.
So why can't we tell our own story?
Okay.
And so that's where you come in. That's where the man watching me comes in. That's the man listening. Where the man listening to me comes in.
Okay.
We must tell our story proudly. Okay. History and abundant evidence shows. That's why His Excellency the Governor has conceptualized the Ikorabasi Tourism Hub, which is one of his very committed project.
Okay.
Now, what do we want to do? Around the Ikorabasi, the coastal area, the amalgamation house there, the Lugar residence is there, the bridge of no return is there, all the admin buildings are there, the Women War Museum is there, the first water tank in Nigeria is there, Hakon Lewis's house is there, the Lugar Sport is there. Now, what His Excellency wants to do is to bring that to aggregate all that into a tourism hub. Okay, where you can pay to enter. Okay, so that the 3Ds are done. Of course, at the right time, His Excellency will kickstart that project.
That's a good one. Honorable Commissioner, we also know that tourism is a major revenue pillar for many advanced economies. That's why some of these nations, countries we are mentioning are striving and are doing well. And we are still trying to, come up in Akwa Ibom State like what the ministry is doing. Is Governor Moino, is he doing something enough to attract more people coming in so that we have this more revenue? You've mentioned already. Just want to pick those major points.
Well, I think all the things I've said,
yes,
from Christmas Unplugged to Christmas Carol to Landmark to everything, to their rice park,
those ones are,
all those are attractors.
Yes.
And to the fact that Ibom has acquiring a new airline, that makes it easy for you to come into Akwa Ibom. Now those are things that, of course, normally you must put the building blocks. Okay, that's why we are running the campaign Discover Akwa Ibom. Okay, to create that awareness. We're not aiming to create awareness just for non-Akwa Ibomites. We're creating awareness within and without, so that people will know. A typical Akwa Ibom will say, "Oh, you mean I have this?" Okay. If you read the text of the things that we're putting out there, we say, "Look, there's some, for instance, amalgamation house. There's so much misinformation about it. There's so much misinformation about the Women War Museum. The 1929 women riot. So we must state the fact. If you're telling me that it took place in Zungeru, where are the artifacts in Zungeru? So how did he get there? The boat, that the slave boat, well, they still have one slave boat in Ibom Hotel. Okay, the what we've turned into a bar in Ibom Hotel, Marina Beach, used to be the old slave master house. Luckily, the slave boat, some Akwa Ibomites in diaspora, following what we did in December, have come to say, look, they love what we are doing. Okay. And they want to renovate, they want to restore that boat, okay, to preserve that boat. Now that is a factor of the fact that what His Excellency Pastor Mono is doing, people see and appreciate, and they want to be part of it. We didn't lobby those guys, but they saw what we're doing and say, oh, how can we be part of this? We love this thing. We live in America. Oh, we want to accentuate this slave story so that the people, our grandchildren will know that, look, these guys did not do us well. When you go to Bridge of No Return, I don't know if you've been there, there's a bunker by the waterfront, concrete that it used to throw human beings in. You will weep. Now we want to bring all that back to the table. People need to go there to see. But of course, they need to pay some money to go there. And
that's where the revenue comes in, of course, because
it's not free now.
It's not free. That's what the economy.
There's no free lunch anywhere.
Okay, so when we talk about environment, I'll still take you to environment because you have the idea. Why I'm bringing in environment is because, as far as Akwa Ibom State is concerned, we are very much aware, as I am personally aware, that there is let's say relative peace in Akwa Ibom. We don't have chaos over people coming in and they are being killed, kidnapped and all that. What more should Akwa Ibom State do to make sure that as these people are coming in to invest, are coming in to take part in this tourism, we as individual, because our own topic was our attitude towards it. It's not really about the government. They have tried. And then, like I always believe that, like you said, government cannot do everything. So if we have opportunity where these investments are there, and then we are expecting these investors, what advice will you give to community people around to make sure that we keep maintaining this safe environment?
No, I think it goes a long way. Education and awareness creation go a long way. Now, if you let them understand what is the need for them, For instance, you saw some weeks ago on social media, we went on community engagement with the people to open the way for landmark to come. Now, in some other projects, we have just, oh look, man, we signed agreement, landmark is coming, oh yeah, give us land. No, from day one. Okay, first I went as Minister of Culture and Tourism, met all from local government to paramount to youth leaders, everyone. I said, guys, see what is on the table for you.
Okay.
See what is coming.
Okay.
See the benefits.
Okay.
Are you in sync or not? Okay. Now these are the implications. We're not coming to chase you away. We're coming to create and transform your community.
Okay.
And they said, fantastic, we buy in. Okay, I came back, reported to my boss. My boss said, fantastic. All right. Why don't we set up a committee, okay, an interministerial committee, Minister of Lands, Minister of Environment, all of us, okay, even Minister of Justice, of course, almost 10 MDS. Of course, we went as a team now to say, okay, the other one may have been beer parlor talk. Now this is government delegation coming to say, guys, this is what we want to do further to that discussion. Right. And we show them the blueprint of what is coming. Okay. And we extracted their commitment that, look, we are committed to this project. We want this project. We're up for it. Okay, we'll do everything to protect, because they can see what is in it for them. Okay. And that's why you see me talking about awareness creation. If you don't create awareness, the guy will look at you with mistrust. Today, we send tourists. I have tour guides in my ministry. We send tourists to Ikorobasi. We've never had any ugly incidents because they know that these guys are coming. Indeed, the locals are the ones who tell the story most of the time.
Oh, that's interesting.
Okay? Most of the tourist stories I get to is the locals who tell me that some of the elderly people who tell, see what it was. Okay? If you go to Ikorobasi, for instance, the Louis Harcourt spot, you will not know what it is on something unless somebody tells you. But when you see the pot, you know that there's something behind this spot. But somebody must tell you what it is. Okay. Now, so we've done that. If you go to Obori, for instance, the Merislazo and leper colony stuff, there are people there who are well versed in the history, and they're the ones who take you around, who tell you those stories. Now that's community involvement, and so we're doing it one by one around the community, and then we're trying to create this awareness for people to see and understand that, look, this thing called tourism is for our own good. Okay. There's something for you, there's something for me, there's something for government.
Okay. Each time we keep talking about everything, we still keep talking about government. Everybody still believe that if the government doesn't do it, especially, just permit me to say it, our own mentality in Akwa Ibom State, we are so used to civil service mentality that government has to pay for every single thing, government has to build every single thing, and government has to invest in every single thing. Even the things we have around us that the government has made, if it goes a long way to have a little problem, we can't help to keep it, fix it. We still expect the government to come fix it after it's a government project. But you've heard it all, that we can also play a big part in helping to develop this thing. Honorable Commissioner, before you go, I just want to ask you, what more in tourism drive are we foreseeing as far as the Arise agenda is concerned?
Well, clearly, His Excellency the Governor's dream is there on the blueprint. Okay. My business and my team is to interpret His Excellency Pastor Mono's vision and in the tourism sector. Okay. Now we're doing that vigorously. Okay. And then in doing that, we're trying to see how we can leech on our personal relationships, our connections, our network to also bring to bear. Okay? It takes a lot for you to go convince an investor, okay, who is going to bring his hard-earned billions to come and set up something in your state. Yeah. Okay, for your benefit.
It takes trust.
It takes trust. He must trust you. Now, luckily, His Excellency the Governor and previous administration have built that trust. Okay. And then, of course, using personal relationship, we brought those people. That's why we go to community and say, Sambok, Mambok, Mpom, is for your own benefit. Okay. So don't see that, it's government. No, it's not government. Okay. Like you said, government has no business running any business. Government business to create an enabling environment, set it up, get it run, and then allow the business people to run. That's why Ibom Air succeeded as the best airline in Nigeria today. Okay. Yes, it's government owned, but it's allowed to run as a business. That's the model we're trying to also get with Ibom Hotel. Okay, to say, look, this is a business. Once we finish, by God's grace, the renovation of that hotel, it will run as a proper business entity.
And we also noticed something about our governor. There's something very unique about him. All these places that they are going to inspect, all these projects and all that, he must be there. He doesn't really sit somewhere and then a group of people go and come give him. How is he able to do that? Do you have an idea? I know you have worked with him.
But you know that my boss, the governor, during campaign said he would demystify government.
Okay.
Okay, and then he's also a hands-on person. And if you also understand his background, like I tell people proudly, that look, Akwa Ibom is 37 years old this year. This is the first time we're having a governor who understands where the shoes of the poor man pinches, because he's been there. Okay. He used to hawk the Fanta on the street of Lagos. He understands where the shoes of the middle class pinches because he's been there, and then he understands where the shoe of the upper class pinches because God has placed him there. So he understands. He has transcended all those sectors, so he understands. Now that's what translates into his actions. That's why you see him drive and see the woman selling corn. He stops to buy, to patronize the woman, because it resonates with him. Now and then so when you're talking about the plight of the corn seller on the road, he understands. That's why he's building compassionate homes for the homeless. That's why he's building primary healthcare centers. Governments, the two governments ago focused on tertiary healthcare sector. The immediate past government focused on secondary healthcare. Here, Pastor Mono says, look, and like he rightly said during campaign, that he wants to build his government bottom up from the rural areas. That's why we are building compassionate homes. That's why he's building primary healthcare centers in the rural areas. That's why he's opening up roads in the rural areas, because he feels their pain. And his dream is that, look, once the foundation is right, it means that, hey, every other thing will be well taken care of. Okay,
that's a good one. Thank you very much. I know anytime we call on you to come talk about culture and tourism, as far as that's where you are representing now, you will always do that. And we want to also use the opportunity to appreciate you as an individual, because it's the grace of God that is keeping you there, and then interpreting the right agenda of a governor. But finally, before you go, because of our focus for today, advice to us, especially when it has to do with our attitude towards development.
Well, I think that we must see whatever government brings as mbonyen. I've heard communities, government give them transformers, and then the transformers get vandalized. And I'm saying, sorry, it's your business. I lived in Lagos for so many years. You won't even see government to give you transformer. When your transformer is bad, you contribute money, go and buy your transformer and protect the transformer. But here we are blessed to have governments, successive governments give us transformers. Now we must begin to take responsibility. Government put infrastructure, street lights and all that. It is your business, my business, to protect. If that street light is in your community and you protect it, it means that government will not be coming to try to replace street lights. When next time government comes to your community, government will think of giving you flyover and not street lights. But if you, every time government installs flyover, I'm just using as illustration, and the street light disappears, it means that government keeps coming to do street light. After a while, government will leave you. But if government gives you street light, you protect it with all you've got. Government will say, oh, this community, there's a community that went to, that they gave, the government wanted land for, for primary health care. Now, the community donated the land, free. No, they didn't ask for anything. His Excellency the Governor, during commissioning of that project, allocated another project to that community.
Imagine that.
There's also the compassionate homes that His Excellency is building for the homeless. Now there's one of them that we got there, the team got there, and the woman that they had identified, didn't have enough land space. Her neighbor volunteered her portion of land so that they can build that house for that woman. What did His Excellency do? His Excellency also built for that other person.
Wow.
You understand? That is when goodness, when you are good, when you are open, goodness will come to you. And so I believe that every Akwa Ibomite, when God gives an opportunity, when government brings something to your community, it is your business to protect it.
Thank you very much for coming on the show. We look forward to having you some other time.
Thank you so much.
That has been it on this particular segment of the program. All what we need to advise ourselves is to continue to help the government to grow, because our attitude can make or mar us, especially when it has to do with development and when it has to do with culture and tourism in Akwa Ibom State. Thank you very much for being a part of the show. Don't go anywhere. Pathfinder continues after this time out.
Not just this demo. Shelter is the most important needs of the human beings. You have shown compassion to the vulnerable. In just this term, you are building 100 houses. It is ongoing for the poorest of the poor. Human beings are the soul of the society. You are proving that your people are your priority. farmers with farm siblings. So far. Two major projects, many more I can see in all 31 local governments. Poverty reduction, job creation, price stability, improve standard of living, environmental sustainability. Our has only one beauty, Baba, that is to secure the welfare of the people, like free medical care for the people. As a bridge builder, everybody is involved in justice system. When has touched many lives in paying gratuity of purchase agency. You said your welfare of the people now your priority. You have lived and have seen what you've done. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's go now. Thank you, Your Excellency, for loving our Bible the way you said you will. May God continue to guide you.
Incredibly fantastic. Joyfully alluring. The sight and the height of glamour. Catch the views. Draw the emotions on AKBC Channel 45. Pathfinder Am 45, making your Monday morning worthwhile.
You can always have a worthwhile Monday morning by watching Pathfinder on KBC TV. I hope you are enjoying the program so far. We are still here doing what we know how to do, and as far as this program is concerned, we will always be here to make sure that we educate, inform, and entertain you. Talking about educating you and informing you, I want to take you on another segment of the program, and that is taking a look at the news flying on the headlines of the national dailies. Are you planning on reading a paper, or have you read it already? You want to read online, or you want to read a hard copy? Which one do you want to go for? You know, we have so many of them. I always advise you that you go for papers that are produced this way so that you get the right information instead of just believing everything you hear from the social media. Right away, I'll take you to the headlines of papers we have today. I'll take you first on The Nation. On The Nation newspaper, we have here Clinton, Obama, Hillary, Pelosi, others hailed Biden for endorsing Harris. The story is on page 4. And then we also see here that ECOWAS raises $38 million grant to boost SMEs. You find the story on page 2. Former General Secretary Osibe is NBA president-elect. They also tell you that Zenith retained top spots as best bank for record 15 years. You find the story on page 17. And then coming down here, this one says government target 2 trillion naira in banks foreign gain tax. Okay. Financial institution to pay 50% of windfall. Experts cautious on timing. The story is on page 2. And of course, this is the pictorial of an appointment done by our president over the head of the civil service of the Federation. Her name is Didi Esther Wilson Jack. She has been recently appointed as the head of civil service of the Federation. Alright, let's take you now to the next paper, and that is the Punch. On the Punch newspaper, we also have lines here. Inferior fuel. Federal government demands Dangote refinery diesel reports, orders new tests. Okay, we also have the pictorial of the appointment by the president for Didi Esther Wilson Jack. And of course, it is being signed here to show that what the president is doing is being appreciated. I'll take you on another paper. Let's go to Business Day. Alright, are you with me? Business Day is what we have, and that one has to do with business all over. Nigeria's biggest single local investment faces HO threats. Alright, we also have Zenith Bank crowned Nigeria's most capitalized bank for 15th year. You got the story on page 3 of this newspaper, and also have other interesting story. Biden endorses Kamala Harris after quitting re-election bid. The story is on page 43. Alright, so you get the paper. Let's give you what we have on the leadership. Leadership say new appointment raised doubts about measure of MBS. The story is on page 4, whatever that means when you read it here. Biden steps down, endorses Kamala Harris. The story is on page 4. And we seem to be having more of this flying on the papers today. And of course, the appointment of the head of the civil service of the Federation here also by Mr. President. We have others too for you to go through it. Now let's take you to Nigerian Tribune. Dangote, our refinery, enjoys repeated patronage from Europe, Singapore, offshore, and home. The story is on page 6. Okay, wants NAS to test products from standards. Laboratory to disclaim NBDPRA's assertions. Pressure mount on Ladoja to accept delayed crown. The story is on page 4. Biden quit presidential race, endorses Kamala Harris. Okay, we also have another paper, another here. Let's see the pictorial of the appointments recently by Mr. President. I'll take you to blueprints. Okay, we have this story here. NDDC tackles Northeast out of school with 18 mega schools. Zenith Bank still Nigeria #1 bank by Tier 1 capital. Okay, we also come down here, says subject a product to credibility tests. Dangote days NMDPRA says regulatory undermining the markets. Farouk Ahmed lacks sufficient knowledge of a refinery. Refinery stand as a beacon of hope for our country. That's from Abbas. Biden withdraws, nominate VP Kamala for US presidential race. Coming down here, ECOWAS support IDPs, refugees, asylum seekers with. Okay, we have here back member states facing terrorism here, and we also have other interesting story here for you to read and have more facts about the story on the blueprints. Still this picture of our president here, and the appointment is always big on the paper. Dangote refinery, buy me out. Aliko tells NNPCL. Invites regulators for product testing. Experts speak, presidency silence. Call of steel plant investment. Whatever all this means, I'm sure when you get this paper and go to page 4, you know exactly what all these Dangote refinery experts testing of fuel, imported fuel and all that. What is it all about? Are we really safe in Nigeria? Just grab the newspaper and read and find out more. I'll now take you on the next paper, and that is the Daily Times. Okay, Dangote, a refinery, is having repeated orders from abroad. That's another one there. The story is on page 4. COAS seek wide-ranging collaboration to protect nation's territory. The story is on page 6. NBTE goes digital. Discard analog accreditation. Quality assurance activities. All right, Tinubu highlights ECOWAS achievements, challenges at AU meeting. Says ECOWAS will continue to dialogue with Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger to maintain unity. All right. This one said Biden quit presidential race, endorses Kamala Harris. All this is what you need to read on the Daily Times. Let's go to the Guardian. As the Guardian newspaper, here we have Dangote rejects monopoly claims, halt investment in steel industry. Alright, this one says NEL fund to disburse 37 billion naira students loan to 112,000 applicants this week. The story is on page 3. Student fake adoption to resist UTME, says John. That's very funny there. The story is on page 9. I mean, why would a student do that? I'm sure you want to know more. Just get the paper and read that. Costly policy trade-off as FX crisis. Minimum wage fresh challenge. Okay? Lagos government issues contravention notice to Aja property owners. The story is on page 7. Money supply to dip by 20 trillion naira as bank offload government accounts proceeds. Alright. Democrats shop for new candidate as Biden pull out of re-election race. This is going. I expected this was going to happen. So who are they looking for when this man is stepping down for the VP? I'm sure you want to know more. Just get the newspaper. Go straight to page 6 and get more information. Proposed bills stir fresh controversy in ICT sector. The story is on page 4. Alright. This one here says home governors others to account for 2023 electoral offenses. Court orders INEC. The story is on page 5. Alright, let's go to the next paper. The Matrix. Alright, here we have other interesting story here flying for you. Zenith Bank retained position as Nigeria's #1 bank by Tier 1 capital for 15 consecutive years in the 2024 top 1,000 world banks ranking. U.S. presidency Kamala Harris vows to make history. Trump levels VP easier opponents. Okay. At AU 6 mid-year meeting, Tinubu highlights ECOWAS achievements. The story is on page 3. Kanu Governor Yusuf expresses commitment to prompt conduct of local government election. Alright. Amid Dangote threat to sell refinery, NNPC Limited comes under fire. Alright, so you want to know what all this is all about. These papers will also explain to you more as you read them. Okay. Tragedy averted as MAX Air flights grounded after 4 tires burst during takeoff. Wow. Tinubu must go. Protests. CNPP warns federal government again clamp down on protesters. Edo, time will tell. Assumingly react to Saibu's APC return. Alright, you just get all the information on the paper. Now let's go to the Vanguard. Economy faces threats with 1.4 million BPD crude outputs. Alright, just know what the story is all about. And this is when we're talking about where Biden is giving way to the VP to run as the president here. This is where he's giving the endorsement that he's down, doesn't want to go anymore, so the VP should take over. A refinery having a repeated orders from abroad. That's from Dangote. Navy NIMASA disagree over proposed law on maritime security. Zenith Bank retained top spot as #1 bank by Tier 1 capital. US election, why Biden withdraw from presidential race. That particular story is on page 37. 3 civilian inspectors, 2 assailants killed as gunmen attack police team in Aba. Alright, so you just read that and other interesting story. I will now take you to the Delhi Independence. Wound leaking labor dumps fight to reverse electricity tariff hike. The story is on page 29. Stakeholders see banks losing battle to term fraud insider abuse. Our refinery is getting repeated orders from abroad. That's from Dangote. The story is on page 7. And as of course, the appointments that is done newly, head of the civil service of the federation here, being appointed by the president. Alright, now go to the Daily Sun. Rebellion brews in Senate over pro-Tinubu stance. Northern Senate caucus divided. No, Tinubu not interfering. Senate spokesman. So you just read that, you know what it's all about. Okay. Orji Kalu pushes for part-time legislature, regional governments. Pray for those who spread falsehood about me. That is from Obi. Tackle insecurity to address food inflation. Traders urge federal government. Biden's endorsement of Harris elicits celebration. A diesel meets international standards. Dangote. 2023 election violence. Poll governors, deputies, others to account. Court others. INEC. Alright, Zenith Bank retained top spots in Nigeria's bank ranking. That's also flying on today's newspaper. And this one here, it says paradox of oil wets, widespread populism in Nigeria. Experts list challenges for a fair solution. The story is on page 14 and 15. I'll take you on another paper, and that is this day. Looks like a sad story here. Obviously, you see this woman here. A death sentence. Diabetes took my eye. Insulin prices could take my life. President Tinubu, please pay for a treatment with funds from higher sugary drinks tax. Okay, that's coming from this woman who is having a problem here. So also got to read that. And in fact, up here is still talking about Zenith Bank being number one so far for the past 15 years. I'll take you to Nigerian News Direct. Lagos to hold town hall meetings ahead of 2025 budget preparation. The story is on page 3. No grudges against liars. Peter Obi breaks silence amidst involvement in protest allegation. Alright, okay. Those meant to protect us are the marketing us. What does that mean? Dangote cries out. Okay, you need to know why Dangote is saying that. Just get the paper. Go straight to page 21 and then find more information. I also have other stories here that I'm sure will be of interest to you when you get the paper. I'll take you to the next paper here in New Nigerian. Alright, so we are on the New Nigerian right now. On the New Nigerian, we also have Dangote, our refinery is having repeated orders from abroad. Okay, this one says, Naso to Tinubu. Constitute Nigerian Council for Social Work to checkmate Potri. Okay, you also have this one, 2027 big offset as NNPP Kaduna Chairman, Secretary, State ESCO supporters join PDP. McAfee says Nigerians now know difference is clear between PDP and APC. The campaign says only PDP can rescue Nigeria. Alright, so you have to read that too. Agatu crisis, IDPs cry out for military base on Benue, Nasarawa borders. Hardship, planned protests against Tinubu will do Nigeria more harm. Areva Group warns. Federal government should address suffering Nigerians concerned, not planning clamp down on individuals. CNPP warns. Casino government partners indigenous firms on independent power plants. Zamfara APC crisis. Saying Marafa constitute ESCO of his faction in Zamfara. Please arrest 5 robbery suspects. Recover stolen items. Firearms in Nasarawa. Alright, we have more interesting story there for you to read. I'll take you on the Business Day. As the name implies, Business Day, Nigeria's biggest single local investment faces age-old threats. It's talking about business. You come here. Biden endorses Kamala Harris after quitting re-election bid. Okay, Zenith Bank crowned Nigeria's most capitalized bank for 15th year. Alright, finally, the last but not the least paper for today is what I'm giving you now, and that is the New Telegraph. Tinubu to African leaders at AU. ECOWAS facing threats of terrorism, geopolitical rivalries, others. The story is on page 4. Experts, federal government fuel imports, bleeding nations' external reserves. The story is on page 3 and 4. Biden withdraws from U.S. presidential race. 2023 election violence, hold governors, deputies, others to account. Cuts, orders, INEC. And of course, we just have the pictorial here of the appointments that was done recently by our president. Didi Esther Wilson Jack, head of the civil service of the Federation. Alright, that's what we have for you on the newspapers for today. So whenever you want to read, either you're reading from the soft or the hard copy, you know exactly the one to go for. Thank you so very much for being a great company. But don't go anywhere. Pathfinder continues after this time out.
To Nigeria, where the Electoral Commission has declared Bola Tinubu president in the early hours on Wednesday.
Bola Tinubu had been declared the winner of this election.
Ahmed of the APC, having satisfied the requirements of the law, is hereby declared the winner and is returned elected.
Day one, hit the ground running.
From day one, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu took some far-reaching decisions.
A dúpẹ́ torí pé Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kí a wà nínú ìjọba àwa ara wa.
To fight against poverty effectively. We are determined to ensure education is given the proper attention necessary for the country, including skill development programs. This is to ensure that no one, no matter how poor their background is excluded from quality education and opportunity to build their future. We are here because we are all educated and we are helped.
There are so many things that some of cynicals will say may be impossible. But in your dictionary of service, everything is possible and must be possible. You have the talent, you have the level of intellectual capacity to turn this country around.
There are some countries that have failed, there are some countries that have succeeded. But in your time, in our time, in my time, all of us must work together to succeed.
This is our home, where we all belong. The place where life is beautiful. The peaceful ambience we enjoy when we live together in unity and love. It's all a man and you know. We go stand together, we go make them better. We be brothers and sisters, no matter where we be.
Incredibly fantastic. Joyfully alluring. The sight and the height of glamour. Catch the views. Draw the emotions. on AKBC Channel 45. Pathfinder Am 45, making your Monday morning worthwhile.
Our duty here, just to make your Monday morning worthwhile. If we are not here, then what will happen? Well, you can guess. Alright, you see your program Pathfinder on AKBC TV. You're just tuning in. You have not missed a lot, because this particular one that we want to talk about will concern you, concern our children, parents, and everyone around us who know the importance of helping to train and groom the young minds. I have here in the studio those who want to talk about what Martin Media Network is presenting. They have a special holiday boot camp they are organizing for children. This particular one, according to them, is something very different and unique. What is it all about? I'm sure you want to hear and know. Don't worry, they are here, they will talk about it. There's going to be a phone number 2 on the screen where you will call me if you want to ask them questions here. And then right after that, there will be a phone number 2 where you will call them if you want to have more information about the program. Right about now, let me introduce my guests in the studio so that you can get to join and also hear the interaction we are having together. I want to first of all introduce I call Mr. or Master Moses Etam. You're welcome to the program.
Good morning, man. Thank you so much.
Alright, so Master Moses is a head teacher of one of the schools in town. I told him I don't want to mention the name of the school, but I know that he's a head teacher. And so when I mean someone is a head teacher, you have to be a teacher before you are qualified to be given that role, head teacher. So when you know that someone is a head teacher, just know that the person knows what being a teacher and taking care of the young minds is also all about. I also have with me here Anebe Udeme. Anebe, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
I'm also happy to tell you that Anebe Udeme is also a teacher in one of the schools in town. I don't want to mention the school, but he's also a teacher and he's also taking care of young minds. And we are talking about young minds from the ages from 4 to 14 here. He's also an expert when it comes to them. All right. I also introduce to you our very own Tehila. Good to have you on the program.
It's my pleasure to be here, and it's a wonderful time to appear on your program.
Thank you very much.
Is this
when I call him my very own, I don't know. It should be the first time, but you are a family. That's what I know.
Yeah.
When it comes to our radio, you are doing well for us, and we appreciate your input.
Thank you very much.
Now, talking about this young man, he's so passionate about everything that has to do with children. Go to quiz competition, go to everything that has to do with children, he's always there. He knows right how to ask children questions and how to play with children to capture their minds. And so this have come together as a team to come up with something very interesting. It's going to be an exciting moment. So let's get to hear what they have. First, I want to start by asking you, Moses Etam. We are talking about special holiday boot camp.
Yes, ma'am.
So what is that all about?
Okay, thank you so much. Happy to be here in this program. Special Holiday Boot Camp is a special program. We have designed it to put things in place and then bring our children in the society over this holiday. So many schools have closed already. Some will be closing any moment from now. And then over the period of, let's say, over 1 month, children are going to stay in their homes. We don't want them to just stay in their homes like that. We know that they did a lot over the period before they came to close. We've decided to bring out special and unique program over the holiday that will teach the children so many things, which as we continue, we'll mention a lot of things we have designed, we conceive in our heart, in our minds, that these things will be necessary to help our children over the period, instead for them to just stay in their homes.
Okay.
Right.
All right, that's a good one. People have started calling already. Don't worry, we'll give you opportunity to ask, to call. The essence of calling is just listen to them first, so that when you have a question to ask, you know exactly what to ask. Now, let me come to you, Enyebe Udeme. He's talking about the fact that children are going to be brought together, they're going to be engaged and all that. We are so used to the fact that this is holiday. So why are you not allowing children to stay at home and enjoy their holiday?
Thank you very much for that question. I think not just allowing a child to stay. We would have allowing a child to stay in the house
and enjoy, watch cartoon, play.
Yeah, enjoy and watch cartoon would have been good, but because we have a special package for them this holiday, like in some school there, we've noticed that we don't have all this traditional play.
Don't worry, we are going to come to that. I'm going to ask you the activities. We're just talking about the fact that children were supposed to be left at home, but you said it's not good for them, so they have to come out and engage their mind. Ubonga, you want to say something? You've been smiling all this while.
Well, actually, you know, I'll say it from the perspective of the parent.
Okay.
You call it holiday without discrediting others that do, you call them holiday lessons and stuff like that. The essence of putting up something like this is basically so that we'll be able to. They had a lot of academic activities during the 3 months they were in school, and you call this holiday. Well, it is good to engage their minds.
Okay, it is good to engage their minds.
Absolutely.
All right.
So while they are having their fun during the holiday, they've got to engage their minds positively.
Okay.
And possibly have some additions before they get back to the academic activities once school resumes.
All right. Now let's go straight to the point. Let's talk about significant features, because that's just the essence of this. Talking about academics, talking about mathematics, English, and all that. The children are so used to it in school. I've also seen the features here, and the ages is for children 5 to 14.
Yes.
And I've also seen introduction of public speaking and presentation.
Absolutely.
That's something out of normal.
Out of normal. That's why we specially organize this curriculum.
Okay.
Basically for them to have skill picks.
Okay.
All right. From those skill picks, they'll also engage in activities that will tinker with their brains, with their minds. And so once that is done, you'll know that less of those activities that are not going to help them.
Okay.
Because you started by talking about why don't you leave them to watch cartoons?
At home, and just
you
stay
know,
at home.
this morning I just ran through my phone and I came across a couple of information. Some of these animation, you call them cartoons and stuff like that, they are not very healthy for our children.
Okay.
And understand that most of these things that they're putting up with these animations are basically imported cultures.
Okay.
And because they are imported cultures, our children want to behave
the way they see them. They see somebody's
because
jumping
from
somewhere,
absolutely,
and they just
absolutely.
jump.
So
Okay.
those things are influences, you know. And my wife this morning just said, "Look at this: a child, a 12-year-old cousin, suffocated and killed an 8-year-old, and that's where did he get this? Basically, from analysis, from investigation, they were arguing over a movie."
That's bad.
So it is great, it is good for kids to be positively engaged.
Okay.
That is why we carefully put up this so that through the 1 month they are meant to be at home, they will have fun while they are also studying.
Okay. Now we talk about native indoors games like inside song, ikoso, ekpa, this one is okpokoro. I'm sure the children will want to. The children what is it? What's that? What's that? I mean,
it's a native.
They are coming to learn how to sing that song.
Absolutely. You know, our children have forgotten completely. They are just disconnected from our cultural heritage and stuff like that.
All right.
So those are the things they don't know. So we just want to get them back. Let them just have fun the way we did, you know. They don't. Some children don't know how to spin ikoso. Do you know? Can you spin ikoso?
Why not? It's not that I can still do it.
You can't even make it. Do you know how to make it?
I don't know how to make it.
All right.
Okay. Now, head teacher, let's talk about. We're talking about these games.
Yeah.
And we know that most of these children, for example, if a child is just 1, is a parent. If a parent have one child, the child will be so used to just staying at home and watching cartoon and just being close to the parent. But this one we are talking about bringing all the children. Remember in our days growing up, when we used to go out to play in the sun and cook with other children. Is it something like that? Is it something like that you're planning for them here?
You are not too far away. Exactly what we have in mind.
Okay.
By the time we bring these children together,
okay,
they will be able to learn these traditional games together.
Okay.
And then along the line, we'll learn how to socialize with other children.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that aspect of socialization,
absolutely,
learning from each other is what we are talking about.
Yes.
But let me also ask this: most parents are very careful these days. You know, in their era where I don't want my child to be harmed, I don't want my child to be affected by anything. What are the plans you're making for them?
Well, the security first. The security of those children are guaranteed. For some purpose, for some reasons, we are not going to let out, those things we have put in place. But be sure that during this 1 month of engagement, that their security. Oh, why do you have to gather children when the first and the primary essence is the protection, the security of these children? All right. So those things have been put in place first by the environment. The environment is very, very important, which is quite secured for those children and every other thing. So, and let me veer a little bit to the issue of socialization. By virtue of the happenings, we are not going to deny the fact that there's been a lot of insecurity and stuff like that. So parents are very, very protective, even to the point, look, there is no way you can say someone is overprotective, especially when it comes to a child. I am that very meticulous when it comes to children.
That's true.
All right. So in that, it is, parents seem to make most of their children, they confine them to spaces, and all they do is, but even then they are not secure, because while going or trying to go fix the TV or the decoder or something, could be electrocuted and stuff like that, and those children don't know how to relate with others. So when they are exposed, either they are intimidated, so they cave in. All right. They cave in, they cannot express their full potential.
And they seem to be so rude. Some children that are
yes, those are the things that, solitary has a way of impacting negatively.
You just say marrying a child.
Yeah.
A child.
Yeah.
That's just the word for
so
it.
The solitary thing has a way of impacting negatively on a child than because they don't have control over their emotions.
Yeah.
So that solitary time is what puts their emotions together, and it is not very well with such children. So we want to expose them to socialize, to be able to. Some children don't know how to greet because all they know is to see their parents, and sometimes their parents don't care.
Yeah.
All right, don't worry. Let me use a little bit of something. No. Once the child is exposed, in our days, it is it's the community that raised a child.
Okay.
So we want to put them up so that they will know how to relate. They'll know values are actually going to be imparted into them.
Okay. And yet, I've also seen creative acts, sewing, performing music, and all that. I mean, sewing for a child.
Yes.
How would that be possible?
It's very possible because a child, as at from 5 years from there, they should know how to use their needle.
Okay.
And if they have a little couture on the clothes or any material, they should be able to use a needle to amend it themselves in the absence of their parents.
Okay.
So aside from that, they can use something, maybe like a piece of cloth, to make something like a kerchief to use. So it's necessary. We are going to.
Are you going to teach the children how to sew apron? I mean, most of these things we use in the kitchen.
Of course.
Okay, those are the simple things you have.
Yeah, the kerchief, all those things.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, so it's interesting to know that. We also know that the activities that we have, the native games, let's still dwell on the native game. When we talk about native games, I mean, I am so particular about it because we are so used to these English things. You know, we speak English. Don't speak in vernacular, and then we are not. But we are exposing the children to the native game. Let's stay on that native games.
All right.
Contribution from three of you. Anyone can just talk about it.
Yes, thank you so much. You see, where we came from, some of us in our days, we were exposed to these native games and all that. We knew how to play inside song, how to make it so how to construct it and come to use it. And there are so many other games that are traditionally played by female children.
Okay.
Like they will see you have their opponent.
They call it ten.
They will be doing like that. So many things like that.
And that would be an opportunity to interact with another child.
They will interact and also learn. Like you said, their security is guaranteed as far as this program is concerned. This is a revelation. So as a revelation, there are backups on how to bring it come to stay.
Okay.
Yes, security is okay, and then the personnel to guide the children, follow them so that the fear in the minds of our parents there, they will be able to remove such fear from the minds of our parents. Everything like that will teach the children how to play. I was opportune to be invited by Ministry of Art and Culture in Akwa Ibom State in my school to come and bring children to play all these native games. And we discovered when we received the letter, we never knew, we've not been doing all these kind of things. So we needed to bring in wisdom by responding that they should give us time so that we could see how to teach our children, even in Bibio language that is says it should be compulsory. At least the basics should be taught to the children. So during this kind of program, things like that will come in. In fact, I want to say the parents will never regret of sending their children to this program.
I've seen English indoor games like Scrabble, chess, Ludo, and words. I know of the word. That one is simple to play. Why are you bringing Scrabble and chess for children?
Now, and we talked about dealing with their mental. It has a way of, it has a way of tinkering with the brains of the child, the mentality of the child. Scrabble increases their vocabulary, the power of their vocabularies. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Some children don't know how to spell. Some children don't know meaning of words. They hear words and they don't. But with Scrabble and all of this, it has a way of helping them. It contributes to the academic. Now, you're talking about what's the other one? Chess. Chess is a global. It helps you think. It helps in your creativity. It helps the children be broad-minded. So those are the many things that these games have to offer these children. We are not just putting up most of these things because it's you just want to do activity. They are not just barely activities. They are things that will massage their mental state and it will help them in the long run.
All right. Okay, so when we started talking, people started calling the number we had on the screen. So I was just waiting for opportunity for them to talk more about it, so that when you call, you know exactly the kind of question to ask. The phone number will be on the screen again. That's for you to call and find out. And of course, the phone number you have on the screen, even after now, you can still use it to call to ask. But other phone numbers will be giving you. I'm sure you are taking note of the ones you're having on the flyers already too, so that you can also use them. Now, we are still talking about the special holiday boot camp, and we now know that it's not all about academics. It's not all about coming to read English or coming to calculate, maths. We are talking about other activities. And I want to still stay on this idea of games. How do you plan to make this kind of games go around the children? Like, I know you're expecting many children.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So how do you plan to make it? Do you have them available? Are these games there already?
Yes.
Do you have experts who knows how to handle these games?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. We have people that will at least the basics.
Okay.
You know, the time is too short. Take for example, like chess. Chess, you have chess in the Olympics as it were.
Okay.
You have in world competitions and stuff like that. But we have, if we have people, instructors, that will guide and aid these children through the basics. We can't guarantee professionalism or professionality, as it were, you know, in these 1 month. But we know that at the end of the day, we would have made significant impact. And by the way, it is not just about the games. We also have, we're talking about skill picks.
Okay.
Relating with children, you discover that some children are not all science oriented.
Okay.
Some children are art oriented.
That's true.
Now, so there are some children that I'm taking private lectures, so private classes for a family. The mom is interested in music, and I'm taking a couple of those children, her children, in music. Now, amongst them that are interested in music, one is actually interested in doing disc jockey, that is DJ.
Imagine that.
Absolutely.
That's another interest.
That's another interest. Now, beyond most of these things, they can make a living from them.
That's true.
Like she talked about sewing. Those are fundamentals. You discover that from that sewing, you discover a child who is actually interested
in sewing.
And now we have people as a profession. Gone are those days that if you are not a medical doctor, you are not this, you are not this, you are not someone that is important in the society.
Work in the bank,
you know, and besides, who told you that those professions, those we call major professions or something, that they are actually, the money you make from those things are not enough.
Okay.
So you can call this one side hustles, if you will, all right, which will also help the children at the long run. Some of them take exams and they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do again. So they are continuously dependent on their parents. But if they have these skill picks, all right, it will help them.
Okay.
You know, economically, it will help their family. It will help them gain independence, as it were. So we have stuff like creative arts, okay. We have the sewing she talked about. We have performing music and musicianship. They are two different things. Performing music and musicianship, once they come, look, it's going to be an exciting time. And then we also, very important, there are parents that also want their children to remedy certain subjects of deficiencies.
Okay.
Do you understand? Probably maybe a child is not very good in mathematics. Okay. You know, I know that these instructors that are here, they are experts in stuff like that, in English language, no matter the age between, you know, considering between this 5 and 14, we should be able to, you know, get those remedies in place so that as they get back to school, they will be able to meet up with their folks.
That's interesting. It's going to be a very wonderful package, the way I'm saying it. Now, you're starting from when? We know it's on the flyers, but let's emphasize on the timing. You're starting from when to when and what time to what time. And which particular set of children are we expecting? Is there some class of children we are expecting?
All right, thank you so much. As seen on the flyers already, the time for all of these we have mentioned will be between 9 a.m. in the morning to 1:30 in the afternoon, Mondays to Fridays.
Okay.
We've decided to make it Mondays to Fridays so that within the 1 month we could have something tangible given to the members. Now, we are not restricting a kind of person to be part of this program. Already stated here, we are looking at ages of 5 to 14.
Are those in the public primary school, are they invited?
Yes, that's what we are saying.
Absolutely.
Okay.
See, there is...
Alright, sorry, please, can I just speak this call so that we continue? I'm sure there'll be a question here. Let's see how this goes. Hello, good morning. Alright, go ahead.
Alright. There is no class.
Okay.
We do not have...
Alright. As you are doing that, we are also going to be able to answer some questions that are coming. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, your name and location, please. Hello, are you still there? Hello. Okay, go ahead. Just.
All right. There is no dichotomy when it has to do with class.
Okay.
It does not exist. You know, where we are talking about children.
Okay.
The only thing is that we are talking about from 5 to 14.
Okay. So
reasons is so that they will have, as that from 5 to 14, their brain development is good enough to handle whatever we are going to impart.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
You cannot give a 4-year-old, not that you can't, but we have understood the psychology of those children. They cannot give expose a 4-year-old to a needle. He's going to prick. He or she is going to prick, because first the handling of the needle.
Okay.
Do you understand? Understanding that, okay, taking through culinary arts and pastry, excuse me, and pastries, you know, there are certain things they might not be able to understand. So we said, okay, let it be from 5 to 14. They will be able to handle most of the things that we are going to impart into them.
Okay, so everybody is invited.
Absolutely,
both the public
absolutely,
and the school.
Absolutely, yeah.
And we can still be picking calls too. Let's see who is here to ask a question. Either some of them will stay to ask, or some are just, you know, we are used to this idea of flashing numbers when we see. But I'm sure the people flashing, they have taken note of the numbers and they want to ask more questions. The next 10 minutes, we are going to display the numbers on. Okay, it's already on the flyers. I'm sure people will just want to go straight to call the numbers on the flyers in case they want to ask questions. Okay, now you've answered this coming up from 5th to 30th of August. Every day, Monday to Friday.
Yes, every Monday to
from
Friday.
9 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. And then we are talking about these unique features. I was also asking, why I like asking a bit, you know, as ladies, ladies, there are things that ladies who take time to do to teach the children than the guys. You know, I'm not saying they're bad, but I'm saying that most time we, the ladies, will be a little bit careful. So what are the plans we are making to make sure that when they come, they are coming to feel at home? You know, when you're coming to me, ladies, they are coming to feel at home. Like if I'm going to be there, because I know how to play some games, I would love to play with them. Is it just going to be a straight thing? If you play, you win. You play, you lose. Are there some other side attractions?
Of course, yes. We have some other side attraction that is we're going to bring out.
Okay.
At the end of a game, if a particular, maybe we can divide the children into two
groups,
A and B. So at the end of it, if A groups, so if A group wins, there's going to be maybe a prize.
Oh, that's sounding very interesting.
Mouth-watering prize.
Okay.
For a particular group that images, yes.
Okay.
To encourage them to keep focus and put more effort. In that.
That's interesting.
You know, another thing that while she was talking, another thing that they are going to learn a whole lot beyond just this. Now, I'll tell you.
Okay.
There are some children that can't handle defeat.
They see failure as bad.
My first son can't handle defeat.
He can cry.
He cries is because he's not used to. He's used to winning. You know. So we want to cultivate certain morals, certain things, values in them. Now, look, that what you term failure is actually not failure.
It's a stepping stone.
It's actually an opportunity for you to look back and know that, look, this is where I made my mistake and correct them and move forward.
Okay.
You know, and then also the people who keep winning, they should be magnanimous in their winnings. All right, they should be able to. That's where this socialization now comes to bear.
Do you know the attitude of winners can also make the losers?
Absolutely, absolutely. So
you can win and not be too proud to make the other person feel bad.
Absolutely.
You can win and make the others feel
it's not the winner takes it all.
It is our thing. It's our
It's
game.
not the winner takes it all.
Okay.
We are here to learn, and in the process, some fall, some will move on.
Okay.
At some point, there was. Let me tell you a little bit of some support. There was a guy when I was in primary school. He had, you know, he took first position every time. He came first, and I didn't do too well. You know, that's going to be surprising to so many. I didn't do too well, but one day we were having extramural classes, and he came to me and said, "Do you know you are very good, that you are just timid? A child, we're children, waiting for our parents to come to take us home." And he said, "You are just timid." From that day, I listened to him. Incidentally, we went to the same secondary school.
That's true.
And I did, my results were better than him.
So
and I got into university first before him.
To recover yourself.
Absolutely.
That's what you're talking about. All right.
Absolutely.
So we have enough.
So you can win today and tomorrow it's.
So those are the things you're expecting the children to come learn.
Yeah.
We've seen the registration fee to be 20,000 naira.
Yes.
And then 50,000 for family of 3.
Absolutely.
That means if a mother have 3 children, to subsidize the rest.
Absolutely.
20,000 naira for all these things you are mentioning.
Yes. At first I don't like comparison. We thought we were undoing ourselves, but it is better. It is like I told one of us who's not here. I said, my joy is seeing that children have been impacted.
Okay.
Children they become better. So that's what we are looking for beyond the prize money or the registration money, as it were. We are looking at how to make the next generation, because honestly speaking, I tell you the truth, that there is a big disconnect. So we want to bridge that disconnect.
It sounds like something that has come to stay. Is it going to be a one-off thing? Are we just expecting it to be done?
Absolutely not.
No.
Okay,
so,
take that.
No. So Martin Media Network
has come to stay.
Has come to stay. So had a lot of that to do there.
Exactly.
All right. So while we are still talking about it, let's run through what have we talked about so far. Special holiday boot camp. One we expected. We talk about these games. Let's run it through again.
Okay. We, as a vision, we have set up a mission statement and everything, the materials, everything, to make sure this becomes real.
Okay.
The resource persons are there already to make sure that these games and everything that is on the flyers are achieved.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's run through also what are we expecting? Any of it?
Well, we expect a turn up
from parents
to bring their words.
Okay.
Because they are not just out there. We are not just out there to. It's not a camouflage.
Okay.
We are in there to build the next generation.
Absolutely.
Because looking to the society now, our traditional ways of life has been taken away. Our culture is no more in place.
Don't speak in
Vernacular. Don't speak.
You ask a
Imagine a child.
I don't understand.
We went for a competition once, and a child was asked to greet. How do we greet someone in the Igbo language? Good morning. He couldn't tell.
And from here.
Yes, from here.
And you may be surprised the child may be the 3 names from here.
Yes. And just give us a folk song from this a folk song, a traditional song. He was unable to
imagine.
So, saying that this our traditional culture is almost eradicating.
Okay.
That's why we've come in with this vision and ideology to make this a reality and for it to come to stay.
All right, so it's going to be a reality. So,
all right, we are presenting for children between the ages of 5 to 15. All right, or 14, as it were. A special holiday boot camp.
Okay, sorry. As we are wrapping up, I would love my director to just go straight to where we have the phone numbers.
Okay.
They should be on the screen from now till when we are out of here, so that people will have opportunity. In case you have other questions to ask, please, just the phone number you see there on the screen is for further inquiries and the registration form. So it's going to be there from now till like 3-4 minutes when we are out of here. Okay.
All right. So we have this specially holiday, but don't worry. As we progress, it will actually be a camp.
Okay.
All right. We'll actually camp the children. But for now, we expect that they come from their homes. Okay. They are going to be dropped. Drop off time is 9 a.m. 9 a.m. Okay. Actually, 9 a.m. is when classes task will start up until 1:30 p.m. And then it's for the ages of 5 to 14.
Okay.
And we have significant features which are introduction to public speaking and presentation. There are a lot of people that when they see people like you on TV, when they see a whole lot of other people, TV celebrities, they want to be like them, they want to speak well, they want to. So we have that introduction to public, at least the elementaries. We have the book club. Children don't know how to read anymore. The culture of reading is also, there's going to be a book club, enough books, just take it from me, enough books to read. And we have culinary arts and pastries. We have native indoor games. We've highlighted there like Inside Song, Ikoso, and the rest, as it were. We also have English indoor games like Scrabble, chess, Ludo and words, and other games that will be brought up. Creative arts, sewing, performing music, and musicianship. And we also have special classes for some special children who want to remedy the academic subjects that they were not doing well, or probably maybe they are preparing for certain examinations that will be taken care of. And the venue for these, very important, is 33 Airline with housing estate.
I was even about asking that, the choice of the venue. Is it with security?
Absolutely. So we decided to pick up the venue.
And then the landmark where someone can easily locate the place is Kings and Queens.
Kings and Queens, just directly opposite. Opposite, you can't miss that. And for the registration, we just kept it at 20,000 naira for a single child.
But how about if a parent said, I appreciate what they are doing, I want to add more?
Oh, absolutely. We will partner.
Okay.
We are looking out for partners.
Okay.
Because it's more than just, it's like I said, it's more than just making money.
Okay.
It's a vision.
Okay.
That's why we have come to stay.
Okay.
And very soon we are looking at, taking it to the next level, and we'll announce as it comes.
Right.
And 50,000 for a family of 3. All right. Then this, if you make referral, if you refer a family or you have 5% discount on your. So for every referral, you have a discount.
So if a parent brings her child and refer another parent,
absolutely, you have your discount.
That sounds like a good deal.
Yes, it is.
A fair deal.
Yeah.
All right. So
we are doing all of these in consideration of the times, and also considering that you are also preparing for the resumption of a new session.
Okay. So the event is coming up from 5th.
Absolutely.
So I'm sure
it's a Monday.
Next week Monday is going to be 29. So I look forward to having you come here to tell us the progress so far and what you've done so far.
Absolutely.
The registration.
Absolutely.
By God's grace, we should be back next Monday so that we'll talk more about it. It was nice having you on the program.
Thank you for having us.
And thank you for putting up something like this to engage the minds of the children during holidays.
It's all good.
All the best outing.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, so that is the size of this particular interview. So all what I would just ask is use the information you see on the screen, the phone numbers and everything you see there for inquiries, and then make referrals, because it's very important to do that as well. Thank you for staying with me on this particular segment. And of course, this is where I draw the curtain on today's edition of the program. It's always interesting doing this with you. I remain your smiling TV girl in Ogongdan. On behalf of Mary and Andy, the producer of today's program, I had Nasia, who was there on the camera. I also have Yoni Tom. I had Adwak on the other side. It was interesting knowing that they are always here to support us, to know that we are doing well. Thank you very much for being a part of it. This is Pathfinder from Akwa Ibom Broadcasting Corporation.